Hello, I'm Martin Park. You can call me Coach. Welcome to the channel. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to talk about and break down some of the more popular eating and dietary systems that are around at the moment and that people are choosing to follow. And today I'm going to talk to you about the ketogenic diet, or the keto diet as it is more commonly called. Fasting and other dietary regimes had been used to treat epilepsy, a seizure disorder, since at least 500 BC. But on the 27th of July 1921, the Mayo Clinic's Russell Wilder, MD, first used the term ketogenic diet to describe and propose a nutritional treatment for epilepsy that tricks the body into believing it is fasting by mimicking the metabolism of a fasting state. The ketogenic diet then became a standard treatment for epilepsy, especially in children when other treatments didn't work, as the high-fat, low-carbohydrate diet was found to be effective in reducing the frequency of seizures, leading to significant improvements in the quality of life for some epilepsy patients. So initially, the ketogenic diet was developed for therapeutic purposes for people with epilepsy rather than as a mainstream diet for weight loss. It wasn't until 1972 when Dr. Robert C. Atkins, MD, who was an American physician and cardiologist who wrote the book Dr. Atkins' Diet Revolution, that the keto approach to weight loss began its rise into the mainstream of popular culture. And sure, there had been a lot of low-carbohydrate proponents throughout earlier history, notables such as William Banting, a British undertaker who lived in the 19th century, who was obese and had struggled with weight issues for many years. He, in 1863, wrote and released a pamphlet titled Letter on Corpulence addressed to the public, which advocated for a diet rich in animal proteins, vegetables, and limited fruit, and emphasized the reduction in carbohydrates, particularly starchy and sugary foods. Eugene Sandow, a renowned bodybuilder and strongman of the late 19th and early 20th centuries, also promoted low-carb diets for health and physique development. And Bernard McFadden, an American physical culturist and early health enthusiast who in the early 20th century promoted low-carb diets which advocated for a diet rich in meats and vegetables while limiting carbohydrates and sugars. And there are many, many other people. But, in my opinion, the Dr. Atkins diet revolution was the beginning of the modern version of the ketogenic diet, as the Atkins diet, which had been popular in the 1970s and subsequent decades, eventually became a cultural phenomenon in the early 2000s, with numerous best-selling books, endorsements by celebrities, and massive media coverage. And it was this marketing and media attention that helped to bring the low-carb keto diet concept for weight loss into the public consciousness, which then led to the widespread adoption of it as the go-to diet for weight loss. So that is a bit of history. Let's now look at the good. And for clarity, I'm not discussing this in relation to the treatment of epilepsy. I'm just looking at the keto diet in relation to weight loss and the possibility that it may improve your health. Is there anything good about the keto diet? Yes, there is. If you go on a strict keto diet as recommended by any of the current plethora of people that are still actively pushing the keto system and lifestyle, then by default, you'll have cut out a whole lot of foods that you should never have been eating in the first place. Foods such as all refined and junk carbohydrates like breads, pastries, cakes, biscuits, lollies, candies, cereals, sugary drinks, soft drinks, sodas, sugar, and the list goes on and on. Plus, you'll be getting at least 20% of your daily calorie expenditure from proteins, which for a lot of people, particularly those that were previously big junk and processed food eaters before going on the keto diet, will be a lot more than they were previously getting. Plus, again, for all those people that were previously big junk and processed food eaters before going on the keto diet, their micronutrient levels in many things will be far higher than before due to the high nutrient density of meats, fish, eggs, nuts, avocado, and the like. Also, once you've been on the keto diet long enough, assuming that you have been strict, you will eventually switch into a metabolic state called ketosis, where you will now be primarily burning fat for energy, which will help to control your blood glucose levels and produce a stable supply of energy. And due to the high fat content of the keto diet, for many, it promotes a feeling of fullness, so some people find it easier to adhere to this diet due to reduced feelings of hunger. And finally, one of the notable features of the keto diet is that it often leads to rapid initial weight loss, and this is primarily due to the depletion of glycogen stores and the associated water loss in the body, and it will all come back on as soon as you introduce carbohydrates back into your diet, but this can give the impression of quick progress on the weighing scale. So for some, this helps them to build their motivation to keep going. So what isn't there to like about it? Well, let's break it down, and once again, this is all in relation to weight loss and the possibility that it may improve your health. 1, you don't need to be on a keto diet to cut out all the refined and junk carbohydrates like breads, pastries, cakes, biscuits, lollies, candies, cereals, sugary drinks, soft drinks, sodas, and sugar. You can just choose to avoid all those foods and instead eat all the whole food versions of carbohydrates like fruits and vegetables and grains. 2, you don't need to be on a keto diet to get lots of quality protein. You just need to eat lean meats, fish, eggs, dairy, nuts, seeds, legumes, and grains. 3, you don't need to be on a keto diet to make sure that you are getting lots of the essential micronutrients. You just need to eat the high nutrient density food options from within all of the food groups. So is a well-structured keto diet healthier than any other quality diet that doesn't induce ketosis? No, it isn't. Any well-structured diet that ensures you are getting all of the nutrients that your body needs will be just as effective when it comes to your health and well-being. But what about weight loss? Is the keto diet better than other diets for losing weight? Over the past 40 years, I have prescribed the keto diet to many people who I felt would benefit by following this type of diet system to help them to lose weight. When they have managed to strictly follow the rules of the keto diet, specifically the lowering of their net carbohydrates to usually under 30 grams per day, plus keeping the protein to around 20 to 25% of their calories and no more, with the rest from fat, along with also keeping the daily total calorie levels in a deficit, they all lost weight. Everyone else that I put on the keto diet that couldn't manage to follow these very strict rules failed. Everyone failed every time. But in defense of the keto diet, I could say the same about any other type of weight loss diet. Those that manage to stick to whatever rules are required by the specific diet they are following all lose weight. Those that can't or don't all fail and lose nothing. So is the keto diet better than any other type of food restriction diet that has been designed to assist you with losing weight? No, it isn't. Every unbiased research study that has compared the keto diet to any other type of weight loss regime has shown that they are all as effective as each other as long as the rules and protocols of each diet system are being closely followed. And that is exactly what I've witnessed out in the real world over the thousands of people that I've assisted in trying to help lose weight. Is there anything particularly bad about the keto diet? As far as a short-term weight loss program followed for a limited amount of time, no, there is nothing bad about it. If you can strictly follow the rules of the keto diet, then you will lose weight. As a long-term lifestyle choice, I wouldn't recommend it. It cuts out far too many quality food choices that can greatly benefit you over the course of your lifetime. It is also an expensive diet to follow. The food options, mostly meat and fish, are much more expensive per calorie than rice, potatoes, or in-season fruits. Therefore, your food bill could double, which may not be ideal in the long term, especially for a family. It is also difficult to follow. It is just as hard to cut your carbohydrates out almost completely and then eat lots of fatty foods as it is to simply cut back your calories. They both require effort and discipline. Neither is easier than the other, and they are both just as hard. It is also extremely difficult to sustain. I've never met anyone that has successfully followed it for a long period of time. And yes, there are people out there that claim to have lived on the keto diet for X number of years and they claim to be fine. Unfortunately, most, if not all of these people are usually selling the keto lifestyle as aggressively as Dr. Atkins did, with the intent to profit from you by getting you into their community or program or purchasing their supplements, etc., etc. The problem with any dietary system that attempts to demonize a particular food or food group, as the keto diet does with carbohydrates, is that when you come off the diet, which you will have to at some point, you'll be confused as what you should eat now. And in my experience, this is one of the primary reasons that people put the weight back on as soon as they stop their dieting, as they haven't really learned how to eat properly for long-term weight management and health. Is there a better option for weight loss and overall health and well-being? For most people, yes, there is. And I say most people, even though I've pointed out all the negatives of the keto diet, for some people it is still a viable option for weight loss, as long as you are aware of the difficulties and shortcomings and are also well prepared with a contingency plan and diet to follow once you have lost the weight and you go back to whatever you are going to call normal eating. For everyone else who is just considering the keto diet and are not all that sure whether it's something that they should follow, then I would suggest that you don't start on the keto diet. Instead, I would recommend that you follow a more conventional weight loss regime by eating a balanced diet containing all the nutrient-dense food options that are available in a well-structured omnivore diet. I would also suggest that you look at including some form of structured activity and exercise program that will greatly enhance not only your weight loss efforts, but your overall well-being. Should you need my assistance with this, then I will leave a link in the description. If you have any questions, then please leave them in the comments. I thank you for listening, and I look forward to spending some time with you again. Bye for now.